Peace, family. So we are back with episode 4 of Revealing Human Design, and today we have the multi-talented, multifaceted being, divine being, Noellë Alicia The Divine, and I'm gonna let her tell y'all a little bit about what she does and who she is.
Hello there. Hey y'all, it's Noellë Alicia The Divine, and I am a divine being. I'm an oracle, I'm an artist, entrepreneur, and with that I am on the journey of self-mastery, and I help share ascension with others, gems, and we're just a beautiful spirit living in this human experience and creating profound memories. But we'll get into this chart and y'all find out some more.
Yeah, so Noellë is one of those people who I'm always surprised. It's a great surprise. It's like you never know what you're gonna get from her energy depending on the day and the energy that she shows up. It's always just like, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you did this. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were this amazing. Oh my gosh, and we know you're amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many layers to you.
Definitely.
I feel like every time I see you, it's like, oh, new layer uncovered, new layer uncovered, new layer uncovered.
Yes.
So I think it's super awesome, even just connecting you to other people like in the community and them finding out about you. Like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. I'm like, right?
Thanks, y'all.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about your human design chart. So this is actually our second time recording this.
Right. The energy too strong.
Because the first time we recorded this, it didn't pick up any of her audio. So we're running it back for round 2. And we're going to make it do what it do. So my first question that I have for you, because Noellë is actually one of the first people in this series specifically who knew about her human design chart and, read and implemented it and was familiar with it before, I read her human design chart, which was the last time we tried to film this. So I want to ask you, what was your inspiration or your reason behind learning about your human design and just diving into it?
Well, I've always been an introspective person. Yeah. Ever since a kid, I've always wanted to know about the world and relationships and people and how people work. But I also wanted to know about myself. Mm-hmm. So how could I work harmoniously with others, whether it be family members, whether it be just community members or people who I love. And yeah, being introspective, pretty much. I'm an ambivert, so I'm an extroverted introvert. So in all my alone time, in the times where people would say they're bored, I was always learning about myself. Mm-hmm. So throughout my journey, I've gone through learned about numerology and learning about different spiritual aspects of my gifts and learning about myself in different ways, like my zodiac chart or my moon cycles. Just kind of touching on a little bit of everything, and then every now and again go back to something I think I need and dive deeper. Mm-hmm. So right now, I guess is that time where we're getting back into our human design, because we got some things to manifest.
Yeah. Oh God, it's so funny because we're actually sitting here on the astrological New Year's Eve, because it is March 19th. And tomorrow marks our spring equinox. So
and that's why it was meant to be right
now. It really was, because we tried to do this last week, and I'm telling you, everything that you could have thought of that was going wrong was going wrong.
Yeah.
And Spirit was like, y'all just need to just do it again. Just run it back.
Yeah, just do it again.
And we will be successful this time. So y'all are going to hear this one.
Perfection.
But yeah, I think that's super important, especially when it's coming to manifesting new things, even just learning the best way to manifest, or how to manifest with the cycles of the system, the solar system, the planets. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really cool that you're able to use human design to tap into that. And Noellë is a manifesting generator.
That's me.
Okay, I'm talking, and that's why she got how many businesses?
All of them. We got Healthy Meal Prep.
Okay.
We got,
you can name them.
Our brand. We have Sunland Juice Co.
For
for your healthy fresh and highly flavored eats.
You know.
We have legendaryflux.co
Mm-hmm.
for your ascension hair, for your tribal hair, for your beautification, but also elevation.
Okay.
We got Safe Sets Creative Studio for all your visuals and creative curation needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in partnership with 3 other lovely individuals, safe for Blended Threads Boutique. So with that, styling, fashion, and artistry wise, Legendary Leisure. But overall, I'm Noellë Alicia The Divine.
You feel me? Like the layers. Do y'all hear it? Okay.
Overall.
Big manifesting generator energy. We're the manifesting generator friends. Okay, we have multiple businesses, multiple things. Even myself, like a lot of people, when I started off, knew me as someone who did hair, right? And then I transitioned into product making with CMOS, and now transitioning, still doing product making. Very, I've scaled back a lot with the products that I do, but I still offer products. But more so now teaching human design and being in more of the event planning space. So that's just the manifesting generator. So if you're a manifesting generator and you know how it is to live this life, comment down below and let us know the things that you do and the interests that you have. And if you have manifesting generator friends and you're probably looking at them like, why y'all got 800 different hobbies?
Right. People think we do too much, and it's like,
right.
Low-key we don't do enough.
Right. Like,
if we're not moving in our purpose.
Yes, because one of the things too with manifesting generators is we have to exert all this energy. Like,
I can't even sleep.
We have, like, literally, you will literally be up if you do not exert all your energy to its fullest capacity and its fullest potential, and doing the things that you love. Okay, I'm not saying being out here just doing any old everything, right? But doing things that you actually love, that you're able to put, your fuel, the sacred energy, you put your love into, you put your energy into it, and at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I've succeeded.
Yes.
Now I get to rest.
Feeling fulfilled.
Yes. So what has been, in your journey of learning human design, what has been the most relatable thing that you have been able to implement?
I think the most relatable thing is, like, I'm going to say the not self theme.
Mm-hmm.
Only because it's really easy to dive into the positives.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the negatives make for a better picture.
I feel that.
Quoting someone, but anywho, yeah. So dealing with the negatives,
right.
what someone would consider negatives, is just good to know so that you can learn how to harness your energy appropriately, or to really be self-aware in a way where you know how to take action to alleviate or to transmute.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's the not self theme. Frustration was definitely a big one, because it kind of helps you with your attitude, with your attitude with anything, whether it's actually manifesting something with people around you and interactions, or just like realizing like how much power you have in manifesting the things that you think you don't want, like what's currently happening that you feel like, why am I so frustrated about this? Well, what part are you playing? How are you giving your energy? Are you overextending? Are you overexerting yourself in the wrong spaces that you're not valued? And I think that's the biggest thing, being valued as a manifesting generator, and then being poured back into, because our battery needs to also be recharged by our people around us.
Yeah.
So like the frustration part, like really getting down to like how I tick, like what, like people would say trigger, and it's not always just being triggered, because a trigger can be a revelation, so it just reveals something about you that you're either working through or that you haven't fully mastered within yourself. But with the frustration part, it's like, okay, if I'm creating systems of order, and I'm looking at how something is done, and I might step back and be like, well, it's not being done the way I think it should be done, but I'm working with other individuals, then I can look at myself and say, well, what actions have I taken? Have I communicated transparently and clearly? Have I stated a request, or did I give a boundary as far as how I'm going to move in a situation? Am I being respected? Am I being heard? Am I being valued? I think it always comes back to value. And I think the frustration helped me to lock in on my core values. Because as an individual, your core values is very important to know. Because everything else kind of like boils out from there. Like, why do you feel disrespected? Well, my core value is loyalty. Why do you feel like something's always coming against you? My core value is, being seen. You know what I mean? So it kind of like always gets down to the why or the root of things. So I'd say my not self theme was definitely a big one for me. So as much as I have energy, I've been able to reserve my heart space energy and be able to give that abundantly and not be in scarcity or not think that people are constantly trying to do something to me. Like, I'm very aware. I can see it. Eyes and ears are open, but at the same time, my heart is open because I know how to deal with my own energy, and I know when I do feel a way about something, I'm going to ask myself why, and then I can go from there.
Yeah. I agree with that not self theme of frustration. I think it's very important to learn about the shadow aspects of your chart as well as, like you were saying, the light aspects. And that not self theme, like knowing every human design type has their own not self theme. So for generators and manifesting generators, it's frustration, right? So when you're in a space and you're feeling frustrated, everyone can feel that. Everyone can feel that around you, whether you're trying to put it out or not. And I've had that happen myself where I'm in situations and everyone's kind of looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, dang, y'all can feel that.
Yes.
Like, I'm trying to hold it in.
Strong as hell.
And it's like, when you're in those positions, like you're saying, kind of going back to your core values, like, okay, well, why am I frustrated? Okay, maybe maybe I feel like I should be doing something else, right? Maybe I feel like I actually don't want to be here, or maybe I overcommitted to being here, right? So now I'm mad at the room,
right.
But y'all they didn't even do nothing. I'm not in the place where I felt like I should be at. So then it's like taking the moment to be able to step back and look at the situation for what it is. Like, okay, well, do I want to be here right now? Yes or no? If the answer is no, okay, I need to pivot, right? So whenever you're feeling frustrated, it's being able to just look at the situation for what it is, take a step back and redirect. Because anytime frustration occurs for generators or manifesting generators, it means a pivot needs to happen. It means something different needs to happen, and what you're doing right now is not working. If you continue to force it, then it'll just continue to have restrictive results.
Definitely. So on the restriction part, absolutely, that's a great word, because I feel like a lot of frustration comes from being too rigid. Like, I'm a very flexible person, and I feel like working around others is usually a others thing, but it always gets pulled back into self. So working with others every now and again, you be like, I'm flexible, y'all, but that's some bullshit over there. That's just some straight bullshit, and I have to at least play my part enough to be an example within it without being so rigid and trying to like control. So I'm really big on, like, I will release and let go so fast it'll just drop and hit the flow. I got no problem with it. And then I realize how much I'm not frustrated because I release the energy. Like, that is not mine. If that person got an attitude, that person ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. If that person don't like me for whatever reason, like, it's all released. And then I return to myself in a way where I'm just like, oh, well, it's my episode. How I want to tell a story back. Like, am I going to be like, well, I was there and this is how, instead of, so when I could be like, nah, well, it wasn't going the way I wanted. This is either what I did do to help the situation or to bring about a solution, or I got the hell on.
Quite
and I get to tell a story like that. Like, why would I be frustrated on how I got to tell a story back? And
I remember even in our last time that we were having this conversation, we spoke about the self-respect thing, right? And a lot of people, they'll find themselves, and specifically women, right? Because women in business, we can sometimes have the notion in our head that we're not as respected as men, right? But it really is, because all that respect is, that self-respect is, what situations am I going to allow myself to stay in, and what situations do I allow myself to be removed from? And so a lot of the times it's, okay, we're frustrated, right? We're in this position, we feel like we're being disrespected, but we stay there. And then we try to prove ourselves, or we try to over what's that word I'm looking for? Like, overexert our energy to be like, oh no, this is why we're deserving, or this is why we need to be respected. And a lot of that is just removing yourself from the situation. self-respect is I'm not going to put myself in positions where I'm not respected or valued, and I don't have to prove to anyone how valuable I am. Exactly. And so a lot of that in learning yourself, especially through human design, is that we're all so different and we all exert our energy in different ways, and it's learning which environments are best for you to thrive in, because you may be in an environment that's just not right for you. It's not an environment that's going to be conducive for your learning, for your growth and your development. And that doesn't mean that these people don't respect you. It just means that this isn't an environment for you. So for you to respect yourself is just, okay, I'm going to remove myself, right? I'm not going to be frustrated. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to try to prove myself or overexert my energy. I'm simply going to say, hey, I respect myself enough and I value myself enough to know that I can simply remove myself from this situation and do so quietly. I don't even got to say a peep. Yes. Okay, I could be here one time and gone the next, and you guys will never hear from me again.
It's very true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen it in so many ways where that's a big part of it. Like, one, people feeling your energy, or like we give off a really potent energy. It's like it's a battery just like exuding all the energy, but people can plug into us and get what they need, or we can just be changing the atmosphere based on like our moods and our attitude. But what I'm looking at now, that like my eye kind of jumped to, the not self theme can also be like healed or transmuted in that moment by your strategy. So the strategy is to respond to life for me. So it's literally how I respond. Do I want to react or do I want to respond? And then that's where the self-respect part comes in. So we spoke before about like one of my pet peeves is like being spoken over, when it's like I have enough space to hold understanding to know like a lot of the times why people do it, because I do it too. Like we all every now and again just need to get this thing out, or just like popped in our head. But when we're having like a dialogue amongst each other or really wanting to show respect to others, we allow them to speak. You know what I mean? So if someone is speaking and then someone just continues to cut me off in any way, whether it be energetically, because some people try to bully you energetically because they don't have self-control over themselves, so they just do what they can to get what they need in that moment, versus like stepping back and being like, ego can relax, like everything is okay. So like a lot of the talking over thing, I'm more like, my self-respect looks like I'm going to probably give you eye contact, you know what I mean? Be like, well, you're talking now, let me give you the same respect I want to give, I want to receive, right? So, okay, you just cut me off, but now I'm looking at you, and I'm going to give you that, and then I'll try to get back in the conversation wherever that was, pick up where I left off, if not. But if it happens more than a couple times, or even more than twice, really, in a conversation, and if you're not picking up on those cues, then I have no problem with silencing myself. And it's not silencing myself meaning I don't have anything to say, but everyone needs to experience like what it looks like to interact with each other in a healthy way, especially if we're not arguing, if we're all just like sitting around and communicating and talking to each other, and being able to have conversation versus like talking at each other or just trying to get a point across. Or if it continues, I just remove myself. So that's a part of it, how I respond versus how I react. So it's like not letting things that like peeve us take us away from being present.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I can step back and be like, well, maybe this person, they don't really get listened to very much. So now I don't necessarily need to be talking right now. I can give you the chance to, I can take this little seat back and be like, well, let me listen to you. What you got to say? But if I realize that's just a pattern of your habits, that you just continually do that, then it's something I can speak on later, but it's not anything that I got to like be frustrated to the point where now I'm just doing the same thing to you, or that I'm being rude in any way to show that you're cutting me off. You know what I mean? It's something we can talk about later. So I love that my strategy is to respond to life. And I'm really big picture focused. So I know how everything is always deeper than it seems. You know what I mean? And it can be higher than what it is. So instead of going lower with vibration, I'm just like, well, let me maintain the vibration or pick it up. And then my response to life is like bouncing back. Like if it feels like you got put at a deficit, if it feels like you got pushed down in any way, or someone is trying to halt your energy, it's like, well, my response is to pretty much alleviate myself from the situation, or allow myself to just be in my nature, in my energy. So pretty much just embody my own energy. You know, not allow people's energy to like rub off on me in a way where now it's like my mood is in a funk and my whole day is gonna be ruined and they living in my head rent free. Not around here, partner.
Yeah.
Not around here.
I feel that. And even being a manifesting generator, we move fast, but our brains do too. So
extremely.
It's like having to, like, say for instance, we're in a situation, right? And you know, you're having a conversation with someone new and then you notice they're like talking over you. Our brains can start moving a mile a minute, like, oh, why are they doing it? And then it's like how you said, it kind of takes you out of that present moment to where it's like you kind of have to stop yourself, like, whoa, okay, let me not make assumptions. Let me not take this personal. And let me just literally be impeccable with my word and do my best.
Do you feel me?
To communicate. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
You know, to communicate. And you caught it, okay? And do my best to just communicate. Hey, and like you said, it doesn't even have to be right then and there, because communication is both ways. It's listening and speaking, right? When we talk about the throat chakra, it's not just about being loud. It's also about being quiet and listening and taking in what that person is saying, and not so much having to just like try to decipher every single word, but just being as present as you can with like letting the information kind of soak into you, and then allowing yourself to then come back to, you know, that conversation and just be like, hey, if this is someone that, you know, maybe they're trying to do business with you, or maybe they want to get closer to you, and be like, hey, you know, we had a conversation the other day and I just noticed there was a couple of times where you had cut me off, and I was just wondering, like, is that a habit that you have, or were you not like listened to as a child? Like, is that something that we can kind of break down? And when you have those honest conversations with people, it's going to show you the people who are meant to be in your life. People are so afraid to have conversations with people because they think they're going to push them away. That's a good thing. If you have an honest conversation with someone and it pushes them away, that just saved you.
Most definitely.
From, you don't know what BS you would have faced in the future. So it's like, have those hard conversations early. There should be no reason why you shouldn't be able to honestly tell someone, hey, you cut me off and I didn't like that, but is there a reason why? Like, have you not uncovered the reasons why you continuously cut people off? Because if you do it to me and we just met, that means you do it to other people too. And that's a trait that can be worked on, but it has to bring the awareness to it.
Definitely.
And if someone is mature enough to be like, hey, you know what? I do apologize for cutting you off. I wasn't listened to as a child. And, you know, I am going to work on that. I am going to be a better listener. Then, you know, okay, this is someone that is safe to continue to grow with and be a friend with. Definitely. And if not, then let them go. Respect yourself enough to be like, okay, this is probably the last conversation I'm going to have with you.
Yeah, and it's real. Even if it's not a complete cutoff, the boundaries are real. Yeah. Like, access can be denied instantly when it comes to me because I understand, like, how much energy I'm going to give into the people around me. And if they don't respect me enough to really keep it real on some real, really just keep it real, because I'm not here for perfection. I'm here for purpose. And I know if we're in each other's lives for any reason, it's up to us to manifest what that purpose is. And if we're not going to keep it as positive as possible, like, I could really do without it, you know? And I know the mirrors are real. I'm a mirror. And the reflections are real. People, you know, having their own image of themselves reflected back to themselves so they can see themselves. So, like, the being a witness and being witness is real when it comes to even just, like, how you exude your energy. Like, are you trying to be controlling with your energy, or are you trying to, like, embrace the energies around you? And as they experience you, they can see more of themselves without you just kind of, like, nitpicking at them or telling them about themselves constantly. Because that's a part of, like, what the awareness is. Some people are able to be held in a space safely long enough to see these things themselves. You know what I mean? Not constantly like, hey, that's what you did. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna let you have it. This time I might let you have it. I'm gonna see
if you caught yourself.
I'm gonna see.
Because I be doing that. Like, I be doing certain things and it'll be like the simplest thing, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't right. And I'll be like, okay, let me make sure I don't do that again. And it'll just be like this, like the littlest, simplest things. It can be as simple as, like, maybe walking in front of someone or cutting them off, or just little things where it's like, okay, it's not a huge deal, but it is something that can be fixed and can be worked on, and it's like checking yourself mentally.
Yes.
So that way you don't continue to do those things, and then now it's like creating like a weird energy with that person.
Definitely.
So yeah.
And then the transmutation after that is real.
Yeah.
It's like there's only so much you can do.
Yeah. For real.
There's only so much you can do. Sometimes you just gotta release it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, release them.
Quite literally.
Release them.
And that strategy, right? Respond to life. Another way that you can utilize that response to life is responding to your sacral, right? Because essentially things that happen in your life, your sacral picks up on it first.
Yes.
So your sacral energy is going to either light up or be repulsed by what's happening in the moment. So that's how you can kind of tell. And again, as a generator, a manifesting generator, we have defined sacrals. So if you are in a situation or in an energy and you notice that your sacral is feeling very light, right? Or feeling very creative, or you're hearing, like if you get asked a question and you're like, yes, and you're lighting up, then that's how you know that you are in alignment, right? With what you're doing. But if your gut is feeling tight, right? Or you're feeling like you kind of want to like crawl in a hole, or like you don't want to be there, you kind of want to disappear, that's your sacral telling you that you're not feeling safe, right? That you need to be redirected or in another place. And so that's how you can also respond to life, by using your sacral. It's like, what is your gut feeling? What is that energy feeling? Are you feeling lit up? Are you feeling repulsed?
Yeah.
And being able to be honest and just listen to that energy. So my last question for you is, would you recommend others to learn about their human design, and why?
I would definitely recommend learning about your human design, as well as the other things that may bring more self-awareness and mastery into play, and then applied knowledge, of course, because just knowing is 1/3 of the battle. You gotta integrate all your parts, accept all your parts, and the more you know about yourself, the easier it is, I think it is, because you kind of got a roadmap to just travel your path. And like using everything else that's available to you as well, whether it be your life number, your life path number, whether it be different aspects of your zodiac, like your north node, allowing you to really fully embody the energy you're supposed to fulfill whatever your mission or purpose is while you're here. And yeah, I would say the information has been useful in a way where the return to self is real. So it's only so many times you're going to be able to blame something outside of yourself without putting yourself back into the equation and being like you're the common denominator of all the things happening. So it just allows you to kind of have that space. And I say, if you're going to educate yourself on anything, why not educate yourself on yourself, and not just the 3D flesh self, but the self that's embodied by the spirit and who's walking in the flesh self. So yeah, create more harmonious relationships as well, because it's like when you learn about yourself, you're able to stand so firmly in your authenticity that it allows people to have that experience of you and then encourage them to do the same.
Yeah, I agree. I swear my relationships have gotten 10 times better since I've learned about human design. Because it's like, even being able to, the way that I conversate and the way that I navigate with my different relationships they're different depending, like for instance with you, I know you're a person, you're very much like me, where it's like I can hit you up same day and we can figure something out. Not everybody like that. Not everybody like that at all. So I love being able to navigate that space with you, where it's like, okay, Noellë is someone I know that I can kind of hit up the same day and be like, I got this like crazy ass idea,
right?
But I know that we can knock this out together. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that with your projector friends or your reflector friends or your manifestor friends, because they may say no, and then you're sitting and like, dang, they always say no to everything. I'm gonna just stop asking them for stuff. It's like, no, maybe plan something and then ask them days ahead or a week ahead to give them space and time to think about it and reflect on it and see if that's what they want to go for. So I 100% agree when it comes to the navigating relationships. I think human design is a great way to be able to navigate the relationship with yourself first and foremost, and then your relationships get better outside of that by a byproduct, right?
Yeah.
And depending on the route that you take with learning human design, whether it's learning it for yourself or learning it to teach other people, both ways can show you how to better improve your relationship. So
definitely.
Yeah.
When I first got into learning it, I definitely looked at all the other ones as well, just because I'm like, these people are right around me.
Right.
Like, they're definitely around me. So
yeah,
it's fun. It's been fun, and it's going to be even more fun as we continue to get into it and see where different aspects unfold throughout different periods of your life. Like, yeah, I'm definitely getting your aura open and enveloping.
Yes. Yes, open and enveloping. Yep. And I'm excited too, because we're definitely gonna have to run a part 2 back with you. I feel like, and a couple people too, because human design is so extensive. It's so extensive. Like, even right now, I'm like, okay, I don't want to keep y'all we don't want to be before y'all too long. Okay, because we can really get into it. But there's so many levels. There's so many layers to discover. There's so much energy. There's so many parts to this mechanism that can be able to open up your mind and expand your consciousness. And so my goal with this series, Revealing Human Design, is to continue to just bring these conversations to the forefront of our minds, so that way we can start to really take our lives into our own hands and really have honest conversations with people, have honest conversations with ourselves, build up that momentum and that habit of having these open conversations and just being honest and real with who we are, and not being afraid to get into the shadow work, not being afraid to get into the nitty gritty, because ain't nothing to be afraid of. You and your shadow should be best friends.
It's you.
Okay.
It's you. It'll let you know when you facing the light.
For real. So that is going to be all for today. We're definitely, like we said, we ain't going to be before y'all too long, but we coming back. Okay. We definitely running for part 2 with this, because there's so many, like with you, I really want to tap into like the gene keys. And I think that would be like a really juicy episode to be able to introduce people into the gene keys, because I've only been teaching human design. Okay, we ain't even tapped into the gene keys yet. Okay. But before we head out, I want to thank you for maneuvering this with me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's been fun.
It's been like 3 weeks of planning this, y'all. So this one was, we in here, and this was in divine timing to get to y'all when it did.
Definitely.
So again, just gratitude for your space and your time being here.
Thank you.
And then thank you. Also, just one more time, let the people know where they can find you on socials if they want to book any of your services or find you.
IG, if you want to put the money in my pocket and get your hair done.
I'm sorry, girl. So, and just before you go any further, if y'all want to go ahead and book her for any hairstyle you need. I'm talking about, I'm a retired hairstylist. I don't let nobody touch my hair.
Okay.
When I tell you the detox that she did for me, the steamer, the wash, the massages.
Good.
Okay.
Yum.
That's all I'm gonna say. But
yes,
come find out for yourself.
Legendary Flux, FLUX.co on IG. Hit the link in the bio.
Yes. We're gonna put I'm linking every single one of her business adventures, creative adventures. I'm seeing all of them in the bio.
Noellë Alicia The Divine.
Yes.
And you'll find me from there.
Yeah.
Everything. You'll find everything from there.
Everything.
Get ready for this EP to drop, though.
Hey, she makes ascension music. Have y'all ever heard anyone say they make ascension music? Okay. All right.
Yes.
So, again, thank you. And thank you guys for listening to our shenanigans and watching, because I know this visualizer is going crazy right now.
Right. I can't wait to see it.
I'm excited too. All right, so that is going to be the end of today's episode. Make sure you check in soon for episode 5, and if you haven't watched the other episodes already, there's 3 more episodes already out in the playlist, so go do that.
Now.
And we'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
See ya.